big shots. Talk about Joe Harris.
Yeah, I thought Joe and Mike offensively were terrific tonight, and we got some things in the attack, but it was nice to see that, and we needed it. I thought defensively we were better in the second half, not so great in the first half, but some of the plays that again Mike made and Joe made were timely, and then Akil hitting the big free throws, that was significant for us. So I really liked their activity. I liked how they hunted the shots offensively. We put them in a little 3-game action, and it was nice to see them getting some rhythm looks and going to work.
You talked about the importance of rebounding for the game, and obviously you guys. How do you feel about the performance tonight, responding to your commands?
So we were better. I don't know if Clemson is, they weren't going quite, because without Jennings, they didn't go to the glass quite probably like they did or like NC State, but we were better. Early, we had a couple loose ones that we didn't get, but our guys rebounded hard and came up with some big defensive rebounds late in the game when we needed them. And the numbers obviously look much better than they did last game.
Steve, then Jeff, then Michael.
How has it been for you in the locker room these past 2 halftimes, having to tell the defense that it needed to rise to the offense's level? The last 2 halftimes, you've essentially had to tell the defense to rise to the offensive level that doesn't typically happen.
Yeah. We, again, they run good stuff. Coaches, Brad's a heck of a coach. They were moving the ball. They run good motion. Booker doesn't usually hit the threes. At least we don't see that. So he was stepping out, and they exploited us a little bit. And the challenge at halftime was this has to change. We have to get after the ball. We have to give much more than you think you're giving. I mean, it's not that they weren't giving effort in the first half, but we really battled in the second half, and ironically our offense came with it, and we got some breakouts and some good things happened. But you guys might not understand it. I understand. We walk a fine line, and we need everything. We're not the deepest. We can't afford to have many breakdowns, and it's we have to play at a very high level on the defensive end to be in games and then to win games, and the guys have been doing that, and they responded in the second half.
You talked about Akil's free throws. If you compare his production tonight with his first game after Hassan went out, he really seems to have come a long way. Do you feel like he's kind of growing into this role?
Yeah, I thought Akil did a nice job. You look at that 7 rebounds, his play, again, just his activity. He got better defensively in the second half too. And, again, we're not the biggest in there, but his activity was real good. And I think this is invaluable experience for him in his career. But we don't have a choice. We have to be ready. We've got 3 kind of forward or centers or interior players, and they all have to play. I know we used 4 guards some, and Darian only played 8 minutes, but we rode Akil hard, and certainly we rode Mike hard, and they have to. It's physically and mentally training to play that hard for that long, but that's what's required, and there's no other options.
Michael, then Doug, then in the back.
Mike's facing double team. Seems like every night. The word's certainly out on him. He still seems to find a way to score his 21. What have you seen about him responding to that challenge of being the guy with the keys on?
Yeah, he didn't force, tonight. I thought he had a better second half against NC State. He let the double team come. He found people, shot it really well. When you look at he and Joe going 8 of 11 and 7 of 9, that's 15 to 20 for guys that are the targets of the other team's defense. And we got him some good looks. And, again, we'd like him to try to post up and score, but his versatility is what makes him so effective. Not only his perimeter shot, but his ability when they come at him to find people and make some passes. And we've just got to do a good job of stretching the defense, spreading it out, and getting people cutting at the right time when they come at him.
Mike goes 4 for 4 from the line in the last 16 seconds, including both ends of a 1-on-1 and a 3-point game. Just talk about the poise you see out of him in the clutch play.
That makes a difference. Yeah, it was significant. And he, probably the greatest joy as a coach is, when you see a player certainly mature on the floor, which he has, and everybody can see that his game is good. But what I've seen from him off the court in terms of leadership and really caring and reaching out for his teammates, not that he wasn't that way earlier, but it's really become a priority to him. And that, I can't tell you how enjoyable that is for me to see. And I'm just proud of him to see how he has responded, even when we've had a few bumps in the road and coming back that next practice. You see it in his eyes, and certainly you see it on the floor. So, again, that part, and then the composure on the floor, even after a breakdown or mistake, is certainly significant.
Back on the right.
Coach, John Tell was missing from the game for some pivotal minutes there at the end in the second half. What did you see out of him in his play today from a ball handling standpoint and a decision-making standpoint, and then at the end when Clemson started to press you full court on some of the inbounds passes?
Right. John Tell, it was a little uncharacteristic to have 5 turnovers. 3 of those were off charges. He wasn't his best with some of his decision-making. And how they play him, it's challenging. They'll get really far off of him, and that's hard as an offensive player, even for him. Do I take the shot? Do I try to reel in the slack? And we continue to work with that. But he gave us, I thought, the positive side. What John Tell did to start the second half. Well, actually, all game when he was guarding, you look at Andre Young, who's a significant player for him. He made, I think, 1 off the glass early, and then he made a contested shot against John Tell. And then after that, when John Tell was on, we did a good job to start the second half, where we really challenged our guys in the locker room defensively. I thought John Tell, I thought he came out and really challenged him. It just didn't give him anything easy. He was physical, got us off to a steal right away in a bucket. So those are good things. But I know John Tell wants to continue to improve, and he'll get better. But I like that part of it.
Everyone here, Drew, and then we'll finish.
Coach, ever since Bradford arrived at Clemson, they've become a pretty good half-court team, probably further were before. What about their scheme-wise is similar to what you do?
Yeah, well, they ran a little 4-out motion. They'll run some sets, but they space the floor nicely. They move the ball side, top side. Again, without Jennings, they have, their big kid could shoot the 3. I don't know, both of us grew up in the Midwest. I think we have some similar influences. And I think we believe in guarding on the half court as tough and as well as you can, and then trying to get good shots on the other end through screening, ball rotation, and getting the right guys the shots. And again, that was tough. They lost Jennings. I thought their team responded, and they have 3 guys. It was 4 who played. They're returning from an NCAA tournament team. So again, every game you're going to play in the league, we can't assume we can walk in just because we're at home or we're off to a good start that we can just show up and beat people. We've got to be clicking at a high level. And it's a humbling spot to be in, but also keeps you ready.
Last question to Michael.
Rough month for Sammy. I know part of that was illness, but is there a point where that maybe transitions from being a cold streak to more of a mental thing?
I don't know what to tell you. I thought he guarded well. I thought he made some good plays. I like 1 of 7 from 3. That's not real good. He shot it well last game. Is it some of it's, again, comfort level, shooting it, missing shots, being streaky? Probably does get into your mind, but I'm not going to change my answer. When he has a rhythm shot, he needs to take it. Now, there's one I think he took. I said, it's a bad shot. Pass that one up. He came flying off of the screen, and I can tell him that. But he has to be able to stretch the defense. Again, that's where it gets challenging if it's just Mike and Joe. You got to have a third scorer, and then other guys have to contribute.
Thank you all.